My name is Lauren Kruse. I'm the owner of Tint World in Kennesaw, Georgia, and we've been open for about 5 months. So my husband came to me about 2 years ago. He is a huge car enthusiast and said that he had been doing a little research and come across a franchise named Tint World, and he was really ready to go all in. From there, we started to do research, get in contact with the team, and the rest is kind of history. I think right away my husband flew out there with his dad, and he kind of had stars in his eyes because he loves this whole scene and industry. And I think we wanted a more critical look. And the second we got there, my father-in-law and my husband both were like, "You've got to do this." The people from corporate, everybody from Charles to Jeff, Paul, Joe, they were just so welcoming. I think we felt a really large family vibe there, and we were just surrounded by really good people, and it gave us that boost of confidence to move forward. The training program was awesome. It was 2 weeks in Boca. We have 2 little kids, so it was 2 weeks alone away in Boca, but it was super intensive, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, really hands-on. We got to do and see a lot of the products, meet a lot of the vendors and suppliers, and really kind of just prep ourselves around the mentality of becoming new business owners. So the process of finding this was actually one of the first locations we saw. The team kept sending us locations and we really kept coming back to this one. I grew up in this area, and this was an old Mexican restaurant, which I had eaten at countless times. And the first time we walked through it after we'd signed the paperwork and finally gotten it, I walked in and said, like, what have we done? Because it was, I mean, you know, not a pretty sight. And what we were able to bring it from a Mexican restaurant to a high-end boutique style aftermarket custom vehicle shop was really incredible. One of the main reasons that we were really drawn to this location in particular, Cobb Parkway is a heavily trafficked road in Cobb County. It's in between, you know, Ackworth and Kennesaw. We're flanked on either side by a busy gym, a busy Dunkin' Donuts, across the street from a Lowe's. So we just have constant foot traffic and people walking in aware of our location. The build out process was a process. I mean, we were also in the midst of COVID going through this. So everything from permitting, you know, to just the build out took a little bit longer, I think, than a typical, you know, non-COVID season would. But we still, for the most part, were able to maintain timelines and open up right around where our projected opening was from the beginning. Throughout the entire build-out process, we were in constant contact with Jeff. He was a huge resource to us when we hit roadblocks or just as new business owners had questions of, you know, how do we handle this issue with the GC, or how do we handle this with the permitting? I think Mike and I the entire time always felt like through Tint World and through their, you know, headquarter and corporate people, we had somebody we could reach out to, and it was always like an open door policy. One thing that gives us such a strong sense of pride of everything that we're selling here is the relationships that we have with these suppliers and the products that we're selling. People who come through the doors at an aftermarket shop like this, they have a passion for vehicles. They're excited to spend money on their car. They want to do really cool things and upgrades. So for us as professionals to be able to sell them on some of the best products in the industry is a really fun and exciting thing. Previous to us opening up Tint World as a family, I was a full-time realtor in the Cobb County area. My husband worked for a medical device company. He always had an entrepreneurial spirit in him. So from day one, we've been together since he was 19, I was 21. I always knew he'd own his own business. His dad used to always tell him, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And that's really what led us into wanting to be 2 small business owners and open up something that was a passion of his. Unfortunately, at the beginning of October, my husband very unexpectedly and tragically passed away, and I was left with a couple options as to what to do with this business. My background being in real estate, obviously that's what I know, it's safe, but we felt such a strong pull as a family to remain rooted with this Tint World franchise, the Tint World family, and really continue on my husband's legacy through owning this location. Mikey really created, just through the way he led as a business owner, but as a man, I think he really led in such a loyal way that even after his passing, everybody just stepped up and just wanted to support and see how they could be there as employees and as a team, and really as a family unit to continue to see this business thrive. So not a lot of female owners, no. Not a lot of females, period, I think, in this industry. It hasn't been one bit of a deterrent. My biggest fear coming into this and taking over the operational side was not knowing enough about the products that we sell or about the services that we provide. And really, as I'm in here more day to day, not only am I quickly learning by that and having a wonderful support group to do that, but I'm getting so into it. And part of that is it's a vessel for me to feel closer to my husband. And I picture him laughing, thinking like, there she goes, becoming a car girl like he always wanted me to be. But another piece of it is it really bleeds off when you're surrounded by this atmosphere all of the time. I remember Charles, really talking specifically about Tint World, and he would always say, it's a sexy business. People want to come in here. They want to be part of, their passion and putting things on their vehicle, and you really feel that when you're in here.
This is a plaque that we would like to hang in the store and to be a permanent fixture here, so everybody that comes in knows exactly where this place came from and whose dream it was.